What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk a little bit about proper core bracing, or I like to say brace through the belly. One of the things my clients will hear me say every session, multiple times a session, especially when we're working on something like a squat or deadlift or bench press, is bracing through the belly, right? And what does that actually mean? Well, it's a couple things. One of the things I always say first is I'll just say when I'm just trying to get someone to learn how to get tight through here, is I say breathe into the belly. Always saying that. Take that air in, push it into your belly. Try to expand this as much as possible. That's part of getting all this real tight before I say a squat or a deadlift. But that's not all of it, right? Taking your air in, pushing into your belly is a good start. The kind of next part of that, though, is actually flexing or contracting those ab muscles. And I don't mean trying to suck them in and make yourself look pretty through here. What I mean is actually quite the opposite. I mean, we want to flex those abs, push them out, actively squeeze them, and then take our air in. So we're super tight then. So I'll show you real quick here one of the ways we can kind of practice that and get yourself a little bit more comfortable with bracing before actually doing it with a load. All right, so as you can see here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay flat on the mat. I have a kettlebell here as well. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna set that kettlebell right over my abdomen, okay? Now, I'm trying to do a couple things here. One, when I take my air in, I'm gonna take it in through the belly, right? Not trying to breathe up through here into the chest. I'm trying to breathe into the belly. So at the same time, now once I'm breathing into the belly, my abs are somewhat contracted. Now I can do one more level of that, which is now I'm flexing through the abs, right? I'm really squeezing those abs hard. And at the same time, I'm trying to expand almost to try to make my lower back come flat to the ground. Now, most of us aren't going to get there, especially if you have bigger glute muscles, bigger upper back. You're not going to actually be able to flatten out your lower back. And again, it's not actually flattening the lower back. What we're really trying to do is just expand everything around the midsection as much as possible. So, all right, so one more way to practice the core tightness, to practice that belly breathing, getting tight through the midsection, is if you have a weightlifting belt or powerlifting belt, what you can do is put it on, but don't put it on tight. Put it on loose first. So as you can see here, I have a lever belt, but I'm gonna leave the lever undone. So you can see nice and loose through the back, through the midsection. Now what you're going to do to practice that breathing into the belly and flexing through the abs is with a loose belt right around your abdominals. You're gonna take your air in, push against the belt as hard as possible and flex those abs. When that's done properly, it will look like this. Now as you can see, it's really, really tight all the way around here. And this was a loose belt. But I'm pushing out so far and so hard, flexing through, that now all of a sudden that belt is really tight. So that's a good way for you to practice, to have you something to push against, to feel that core tightness, all right? So that's, okay, so remember, 3 key points for to properly brace the core for any of the big lifts is going to be one, it's going to be engaging those abdominal muscles, right? So pushing those abdominals out, flexing them, trying to make them as big as possible. 2 is going to be taking that big breath of air in, right? And 2 and 3 kind of together. As you're taking that big breath of air in, you're also trying to expand the entire midsection all the way around. So that's going to help keep you really tight, your core well engaged, so you can take a heavy weight or heavier weight than you're used to. And I tell you, if you get this right, if you can properly learn how to brace, weight that used to feel heavy, whether it's on your back for a squat or in your hands for a deadlift, is going to feel a decent amount lighter if you can get that proper bracing down. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Remember, be better than yesterday.